something. Uh, Anupam, are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Actually just I off my camera because it is not allowing to show the camera outside.
Okay, sir.
So
Problem, sir.
there is
Show your slides.
Okay. So before going to the CMC, just first we understand what is the regulatory and what is the requirement of the regulatory affairs department in pharmaceutical industry. So regulatory means we have to regulate and control something. So the need of the regulatory affairs department in pharmaceutical industry is to mainly to supply the quality medicines to the various countries as per the rules and regulation of respective MOH, Minister of Health in respective countries. So we have to whenever the industry manufacturing any medicine, the role of regulatory started from the development of the molecule up to the commercialize of that product. Even after that, there is some post approval activity we need to be done, that once medicine is supplied in the market, then there is when different patients are using, there is maybe side effects or any other consequences are coming, that also we have to look out. That comes under the pharmacovigilance. So the role of started from the development of molecule up to the commercialization, and after commercialization, control of that medicine effectively in the market. So regulatory is the, you can say it is the heart of the pharmaceutical industry, because it collects the document from all the respective department, all the CFT. We are using the term CFT, cross-functional team in pharmaceutical industry, mainly research and development, clinical study department, manufacturing, marketing and sales, and supply chains. So all these departments are interlinked with the regulatory affairs, and the same thing is required for the for taking any medicine to the market. So when we are going to take the medicine in the market, maybe it may be in India, Sri Lanka, or any other Asian country like Philippines, Myanmar, or EU. So basically the regulatory pathway and the different regions throughout the world, it is divided in two types. One is the emerging and other one is the regulated. So in regulated means that is highly regulated countries like US, Canada, Australia, Japan, China. All these countries are the highly regulated countries, and they are the main governing body of the ICH. And other countries are coming under the emerging countries. So in the emerging country, who they have the regulation, but the less tightened regulation than the highly regulated markets. In the emerging market, means Asian markets are there, and some other developed countries and underdeveloped country like Africa, later market, all these countries are coming under the emerging markets. So when we are going to submit or commercialize any product, we have to understand the regulation and guidance of that different authorities, that may be local versus global. So when we are going to register any medicine with any of the MOs, with any of the country, first we have to understand there what is the regulation of that particular country, and also our Indian regulatory authority also to export that particular medicine from India to that particular country, that may be Asian country, European country, or Australia, or maybe Australia. So this is the main activity which can be taken care by the regulatory affairs department for registration of the any medicines. So here, as I mentioned, the registration of molecules, it depends upon the three pillars. For registration of any medicine, it depends upon the three pillars. That is the quality, safety, and efficacy of the medicine. So when this, to maintain these three pillars, the CMC part is the very important for any of the product. That is the chemistry, manufacturing, and control, which we are going to discuss today. So mainly CMC stands for the chemistry, manufacturing, and controls, and it plays pivotal role in the development, license, manufacturing, and ongoing marketing of pharmaceutical products. CMC team has the similar function to the product development team, focused on the manufacturing process development, registration, manufacturing facility, and site inspection. And it ensures the CGMP, current good manufacturing practice, good laboratory practice, GLP, and clinical practice. It also audit compliance readiness for regulatory inspection of the laboratory, clinical, manufacturing facility, and the technologies. And the required content format of the CMC section are various types as per the ICH guidelines. So mainly the CMC starts the role, as I have mentioned, from the development of any product up to the marketing. There is various activities are coming, but most of the industry in India, they are registering only the generic medicines. We are not developing any new NC, new chemical entity. Mainly all of the pharmaceutical industry working with the generic medicine. So first, as I mentioned, quality, safety, and efficacy. So quality starts with the manufacturing of the medicine. So to manufacturing quality of the medicine, we must need to follow the good manufacturing practice, GMP. So for GMP also, different country have the different regulation. In India, we have the Schedule M, and we are going to manufacture the product in EU, then we must have to follow the EU GMP. And for Australia, we have the same. And for China also, they have the SFDA. For Japan, they have the particular GMP guidance, and US also they have 21 CFR FDA guideline. So for manufacturing of the any medicine, we have to also follow the good manufacturing practice as per the regulation of the various countries. And to give the approval, to get the approval of any pharmaceutical industry, as per their regulation, we have to design our site as well, product as well as the site, and for the same different authority auditing us, and based on their finding, they have given us the approval, given any pharmaceutical approval for the manufacturing of the medicines. So when we are doing all these activities, like I mentioned, GMP, manufacturing of the product, development of the product, and when we are then the stability of the product, testing of the product. So all of these activity are documented. So all of these documents are presented in the specific format which is required by the different authorities. For example, when we are going to submit any product, the documents of that particular product in EU and USA need to be submitted in the CTD format as per the ICH requirement. CTD is the common technical document, and it is the harmonized format which is designed by the ICH M4, Module 4. All the details are available. And when we are going to submit the documents for registration in Asian country, then we have to follow the Asian guideline. Asian guideline that is known as the ACTD dossier. So they have the specific guidelines for the ACTD submissions. So CMC is relatively small section for 15 to 20% of new drug application. When the product is very newly developed, the role of the CMC is only 15 to 20%. But when we are going for the ANDA, means the generic drug product, there is the role of the CMC is very significant, that is about 80 to 90%. So as I have mentioned, most of the pharmaceutical industry in India are manufacturing only the ANDA. Only the generic drug product we are manufacturing here in India. So the role of the CMC is very significant, and it contributes 80 to 90% for the registration of any drug product in any countries or any markets. And it is also plays important part in the post-approval life cycle management of the products. So CMC section is made up of three distinctly different but overlapping discipline science, which are synthetic fermentation chemistry, analytical chemistry, and formulation chemistry. So these are the three main part of the CMC. You can say synthetic and fermentation chemistry means for any manufacturing of any drug product, we need the drug substance API, which have the therapeutic effect. So for API, any API or drug substance is prepared by specific synthetic or fermentation. If it will be enzymatic, there is use of the different fermentation technology, and by synthetic process API is formulated. We have to evaluate that data, and because in the synthetic process we have to get the pure API. There is no specific particular API or not. As you had in news different times, some of the product is recalled but due to particular impurity, nitrosamine impurity. You can hear most of the statin groups are recalled by different company, and the recent and the very news related to the polyethylene glycol, the most of the children who have died due to the glycol. So these are the things we have to evaluate, and this can be evaluated with the proper evaluation of the synthetic chemistry if you have the knowledge on the chemistry. And analytical chemistry means any drug product or drug which need to be used or used in the manufacturing of the drug product, we must need to be tested that product. So analytical formulation, then the formulation comes under the manufacturing of the drug substance and drug product. So CMC ensure the medicinal product, because we have to look out of all the activities and evaluate. If you have the knowledge on the CMC, then it plays vital role giving the medicine of supreme quality, safe for use in the treatment of the individuals, and the product which we manufacture in the pharmaceutical industry is of as per the regulation of the respective countries. So the CMC involves the interaction with inside and also outside the company. Inside the company, it involves the interaction with the technical operation and manufacturing team, quality assurance team, analytical team, CRO, CMO, supply chain, and labeling. Labeling is related to the product which is packaged in packaging like cartons, and the patient information leaflet is there. That is the known as the labeling. And instruction with the health authority. Different health authorities there. For US, there is FDA. For EU, in EU there is 28 countries are coming, and a different country have the different national MA procedure is there. For example, UK is there, Sweden, Germany, all these countries have the national authorities. Then briefing of books, any communication regarding the quality of the products. So just I brief means some light on the pharma development. Timeline of development, any of new product takes 10 to 15 years. And for generic drug product, it will take 1 to 2 years. For chemical biological entity to become a medicinal product include various phases. First one is the discovery. We have to discover the molecule of that particular effectiveness. Then non-clinical. Non-clinical, we have to find out the toxicology of that particular molecule and their effectiveness and the dosage of that particular molecule what dosage that particular product to be effective. For example, paracetamol, we are taking the 600 mg doses. So all these dose to be concluded. Then the clinical phase. Once clinical phase is successfully completed with the human subject, then the product going to be marketed. Once market, then the post-marketing activities started, which is interlinked with the side effect or any other concern with that particular medicines. So regulatory peoples are required to conduct clinical studies and marketing of the product. And for registration of any product in CMC, we are submitting the document in the form of the dossier. The dossier contains different sections and information, mainly the indication of use of that particular product, non-clinical data, clinical data, and data for the support and quality of the product, label and storage condition. So CMC module of regulatory dossier mainly contains in CTD format, that is in module 3. In CTD, there is 5 modules, module 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So mainly the CMC part covers in the module 3. In module 3, there is 2 parts, that is the drug substance and drug product. So basically, I'm saying in drug substance means from the start of the manufacturing of the product up to the stability of the product, whatever the data generated, all data to be compiled in these sections. So in module 3 is classified into 4 parts, that is drug substance, 32S, 32P drug product, and 32A appendices, and 32 are regional information. So drug substance covers synthetic crude and their specification, test procedure, controls of the impurities and characterization of the drug substance, and container closure system of particular that drug substance, and the stability data of the drug substance. In drug product, it covers the formula of that particular product, manufacturing process, development of the product and their specification, test method, and also stability of the product. And 32F contains mainly the facility related information in the product, where it is manufactured, what facility we have, what equipment we have. All these facility related information are provided in 32A. And regional information in 32R, we are submitting the documents which is the region specific document as per the requirement of the different authority, as per the requirement of USA, whatever their specific requirement, that document need to be submitted in 32R. That is known as the regional information. So in drug substance, these are the subsection as I mentioned. S1 nomenclature, structure, general properties in manufacture, manufacturing process and control of the material, and what are the critical steps involved with the synthesis of particular drug substance, then their process validation data and the development information, in characterization, elucidation of the structure and impurities. So elucidation of structure, it can be done with the various techniques like IR, NMR, all these UV, all these techniques, XRD, all these techniques are used for the characterization of the API. And impurities, we have to found the impurities in the number of impurities, like qualified and unqualified impurities we have to detect, and also give the specific limit with that particular API. So same here, involving of S4, S5, S6 and S7. In product part, there is P1 to P8 is there. So the CMC, mainly the CMC data we need to submit with the regulatory agency. Just here some of the example: the food and FDA, European Medicine Agency EMEA, Japanese pharmaceutical PMDA, and it has CMC have the ultimate responsibility for providing CMC regulatory leadership and strategy required to achieve regulatory approvals. It plays very important role in the approval of any drug product. Yeah. All these I have already explained during my briefing, so I will skip these slides. So mainly the CMC regulatory affairs, it may be strategic and tactical. These are the main two components of any CMC regulatory pathway. Strategic means devising the pathway, approve. So strategic means devising the pathway and approach to derive the desired outcome, and execute the strategy to derive the desired outcome efficiently. So strategic means, for example, when we plan to register any product in any of particular market. For example, we are going to registration some of the product you market. First, we have to prepare the strategy. Means what is the requirement for the registration of that particular product, in quality part, in clinical part, in manufacturing part. We are prepare the strategy. The first step is the making the strategy. Then once we have prepared the strategy, then we have to execute that as per our prepared strategy. That is known as the tactical. So as I have mentioned, here is the same thing in that slide. Mainly CMC associated with the API and finished dosage form. It contains name, location of manufacturing and testing site, characterization of the API, description of the product, analytical methods, release and stability testing data of both API and dosage forms. So what is the main regulatory service related to the CMC? It involves IND, investigational new drug, clinical trial authorization, which is known as a CTA, investigational medicinal product dossier, known as a IMPD, new drug application, NDA, it is submitted to US FDA. First 5 is related to all these submitted to the FDA, US FDA. Then marketing authorization application, it is related to use submissions. ANDA, abbreviated new drug application, it is related to US FDA submission. Authority of annual reports, drug master file, dossier amendment and supplement. This one is both applicable to EU and US market. Preparation, publication and submission of ECTD application, it is applicable to all of the regulated country, EU, US, Japan. For all these countries, it is applicable. And direct interaction and negotiation with US FDA, EMA and national agency. So when we are going to registering any product, we are directly interact with the same authority before the registration of the medicine to know means is there any error with our the development or not. Just we have to identify, we have to we are making direct interaction with the authorities. So what are the critical element of the CMC? How and where is the drug made? How our raw materials are tested and monitored? These are the critical elements. What control procedure in place to assure the product consistency and quality? Are quality attributes adequately identified and characterized for the product? Are the test method used to monitor the product quality appropriate? How long does the product maintain its quality after it is made, shelf life and expiry? So when we are identifying the CMC or any product, these are the critical element of any the product. So for example, how and where the drug is made. For example, if we are going to supply the product in for EU country, that product must need to be manufactured with the EU GMP approved site. If the particular site have not the EU GMP approval and this product is prepared in the WHO GMP or Indian GMP approved site, then that the product is not that the product will not be approved by the EU agency. So here we have to identify how and where is the drug product made, how are raw material tested and monitored. So because drug substances are manufactured by different API manufacturers, and it is the plays critical role in the manufacturing of the drug product. So we have to monitor and test the quality of the API. Same thing for the finished product also. And once the product manufactured, we have to identify the shelf life and stability of the product that we have to perform by the stability study of that particular product. So CMC is specific to the product, mainly that is the sterile injectable products, then controlled release product, oral tablets, and these are the main dosage form which we have identified in this slide. So just here is the small comparison related to the CMC regulatory environment. What are the different type of submission? It is divided in pre-approval and post-approval. So type of submission, IND, NDA, MA, marketing authorization, all these are coming. And internal customer, that is related to R&D development, and customer priority. Timelines is the very important to launch any of pharmaceutical product in the market. Then the format of submission is defined by specific authorities. For US FDA, ANDA format, and for you we have the CTD format. These are the specific format we have defined. So these are the main thing related to CMC. So Anupam, thank you, and I have completed my slide.
We was your valuable time. I feel glad to see you.
Anupam, you are in mute.
Sorry.
Okay.
Thank you so much, sir, for giving us your valuable time. I feel glad to see you here. If anyone have a question, you can ask. Sir is there. Anyone? Any questions? Okay. So there's no question. So that was a wonderful presentation by Sir. This was wonderful and encouraging experience for us to hear his views on this topic. So undoubtedly, this is one of the best session we could have on this topic. We have many more great session planned for next few days. So ready for some form of fun in next days. So now I would like to invite our respected ma'am, Dr. Yasmin ma'am, to say a few words.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. I would like to thank Manoj sir